It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the AFC West. It's the Raiders and the Broncos, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 24.
In a few months' time, snow will blanket the Great Peaks just to our west, but for now, summer still in full swing at Empower Field at Mile High. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. Brandon Gaudin here in Denver, joined by Charles Davis. As CD, the Broncos are looking for a turnaround here in 2023. Coming off a 5-win season and a last-place finish in the AFC West, but this doesn't feel like a last-place team.
Nor to me, because when you look at them on offense, loaded with skill position players at wide receiver and running back, and then flip it over to the defensive side of the ball, and they can compete with anyone. They make it tough to run your offense.
And then for the Raiders, this is a tough team to figure out. They stumbled home to a 6-11 finish last year. But you say if they want to turn things around, it has to start on the defensive end.
It certainly does. And while they've had some dynamic pass rushers along the way, they've needed more, and they've added them now in free agency and the draft, as well as some new faces on the back end to help shut down people throwing the football.
And off we go from Denver. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. The Raiders offense heading out with their new man under center for 2023, the former Patriot, former 49er, Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's another typical season for Jimmy G. Last year, when he was out there, he was excellent, leading the 49ers to 7 wins and throwing 4 times as many touchdowns as interceptions. Then the injury bug bit again. But Las Vegas, they're counting on him being able to do the exact same thing they saw in San Francisco, but avoiding injury while doing so.
Garoppolo, first play, going to throw it. And incomplete to open things up. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A first carry for the All-Pro running back, it's Josh Jacobs. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Garoppolo looks to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic, so I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. That's returnable now for Smith. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his 2nd season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
Wilson and the Broncos now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. A man who was lost for the year in Week 4 last season. Here's Javonte Williams. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Well, we all know the guy carrying the ball is going to get the credit both in the stat line and probably in the newspaper. But guess what? Those guys creating holes, they couldn't feel better about themselves right now. Offensive line, tight end, probably even the wide receivers are involved. They're moving the ball well.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. DeAndre Carter back deep. Fielded just inside the 20. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now a first carry for Brandon Bolden. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. On play action, it's Garoppolo. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Vegas. 54 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Touchdown Raiders! Michael Mayer from 17 yards out. And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was finished off by a Michael Mayer touchdown grab. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on second down.
Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Let's focus in on what we got to.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they were very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. It's complete to Cole. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
A nice carry by Jacobs, who was coming off a career year, just when it seemed like Vegas may have been ready to move on from him. Led the NFL with over 1,600 yards and was more than deserving of his first All-Pro selection.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. He's got Cole on the slant. So the completion there, but Charles, looking at this defense, certainly in for a tough task here this afternoon. What are some of the keys for them if they want to come out on top?
Well, the first thing, partner, is they just allowed a completion there. They don't want to get a string of those going. Let him get his confidence. Let him get into the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game, and all of a sudden, he's feeling like he can do no wrong. You want to really get after his timing a little bit, knock a few balls away, and make things uncomfortable for him, because if he feels relaxed, you are in for a tough afternoon.
It's a gain of 14 down to the 14.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it to slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch? Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Well, he does have 1 touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him 1st and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a 2nd time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play. Jacobs will score. Touchdown, Raiders.
Ah, what a luxury it is to be able to call on a bowling ball like Josh Jacobs down near the goal line. 5'10", 220 pounds, and he's not afraid to get in there and get the tough yards. Finishes off this drive with a touchdown run.
Carlson on for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Denver's offense now set to go. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Wilson to throw. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. A couple of veterans, Wilson to Sutton there for the Bronco first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Now a 1st down carry, it's Williams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and a couple. Here comes Hamler on the jet sweep. And that one never got off the ground. He's going to be stopped up well behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Riley Dixon now to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A quick throw out to Adams on the perimeter. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where Every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Here's Smith to return it. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at the 31-yard line. Now it's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. He's got Hamler on the out route. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. Up the middle, it's Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Wilson. And the Raiders have got him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, partners, the first quarter, too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Back to throw. Wilson. And that is incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to lead the Raiders up here 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Slant to Adams. Finding space at the 40. Running free at the 45. Off to the races. Davante Adams. And all the way down to the 5. A big play there on the catch and run. 83 yards.
I'll tell you what, this is not going to be a fun discussion at halftime for this defense. They've been absolutely taken advantage of in the first half. And here's another play for big yardage.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Play action. Garoppolo. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th.
That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. To throw is Garoppolo. That's complete to Bolden. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Carlson able to put this one through. And that'll make this 17-0 here in the opening quarter.
So a great first quarter continues here as they add on to that lead.
And Brandon, I think it sets up what's going to be an important drive because it's now 17-0. So the other guys, they got to figure out something quick before this game gets away from them.
So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Wilson and the Broncos now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Wilson.
A throw left side, hauled in by Hamler.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Bring it.
17-0 our score after 1. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Wilson. He completes this to Sutton.
And Sutton will have a Broncos 1st down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line.
And after that play, we've got an injury, and it appears to be to Cortland Sutton. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
That's what we were hoping to see out of Williams last season before a torn ACL 4 weeks in ruined expectations that he could join the top tier of NFL running backs. That type of upside remains, though, and Denver certainly prepared to help him unlock it as he returns to full strength.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Now Wilson.
Short throw caught by Dulcich.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This offense so far on 3rd down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away.
And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Over the middle, he's got Myers. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16.
Good strong throw and catch right there, and so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, now Garoppolo.
You swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up second down. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
Here's 2nd and 9.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. This throw over the middle, taken in by Cole. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 40. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And his throw is incomplete.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing now is Garoppolo. It's caught here by Adams. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too.
And now Garoppolo lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos.
On their side of midfield at the 47.
He'll hand this to Williams to start things out.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
The tackle there by Marcus Epps.
With that kind of run on first down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Wilson to throw.
Short throw caught by Dulcich.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one, but that is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
Let's do this, man. They can't stop.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut it down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out, and he is going to need to bomb this one. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good.
Wow, I mean, it's so rare to even see one attempted from that distance, CD, let alone converted, but he came through with confidence and matches what was Tom Dempsey's 43-year NFL record at one point of 63 yards.
Yeah, I can still see that highlight of Dempsey making that kick, and nowadays we see it a little bit differently because, remember, Dempsey was a straight-on kicker. But these guys nowadays, the range keeps increasing, and they keep putting it through the posts.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Denver's offense ready to go again.
And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Wilson and the Broncos now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Wilson.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen, but this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a give up the middle to Williams. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The Broncos on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here's Riley Dixon now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now here come the Raiders.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
you. Let's go. Back and roll, baby.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Here's Bolden.
And he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him to just a couple and force a 3rd down.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They stay on the ground. Here's Bolden again.
And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now it's Bolden. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Garoppolo now. And his pass incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. He's got Hooper on the short connection. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And he wisely will throw that one away.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And now comes the field goal unit on. And boy, this is asking an awful lot here. Maybe that's an understatement. And that is no good. And the lead will stay put at 17. Well, he does have a good leg. I'll give him that. But not that good.
Not by a long shot.
The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson.
That's to the rookie, Marvin Mims.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
From the 20, here's a 2nd and 5.
Wilson.
Out route complete to Dulcich.
Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson.
Short pass tip, but caught anyway.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Well, sure looked pretty coming off of his hand, but sometimes you might have to take a little bit off of it. That one looked a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, but off the tip, hey, they still got the catch, right?
It's amazing, isn't it? Even when it goes wrong, it turns out right.
From the shotgun, Wilson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
To throw again is Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. A chance to get some momentum here in the second quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. That's only the second quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. To throw is Garoppolo. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
That's returnable now for Smith. 54 yards on the punt, 12 on the return.
And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Play a little aggressive, baby.
A 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Every now and then, you have some volleyball training actually comes into play as a defender. When a ball's tipped in the air, Nice play by the defense, got a hand on it, but when it's in the air, it's up for grabs. And too many times in this league, we've seen great plays happen for an offense as a result of a ball tipped in the air. So what you really want to do is be that guy who comes off the back line and spikes it, knocks it to the ground. Don't let him have that opportunity.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. On 2nd down, Wilson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. Marr able to put this one through, and that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter.
By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the 3rd quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
61 yards on the ground for him so far.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On the counter, here's Williams. And that one blown up quickly. as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything, change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Short throw caught by Dulcich.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And his throw here's incomplete.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw in that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Steps away, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Max Crosby able to get outside the numbers and drop him for a loss of a yard. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
I guess I got to hand it to him. That was that was ambitious.
Well, that's one way to put it.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with White.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they certainly got dented with that 1st down run, so now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 6.
A quick throw out to Adams on the perimeter. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. And that will be incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
They missed a field goal earlier, so possibly as a result, that's why they're going to try to go for it here on 4th down. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down. That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, his struggles continue. Open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. I got nothing after that try.
Yeah, don't even try.
I mean, he tried it from the parking lot. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Garoppolo looks to throw. And that's complete to Adams.
He'll get it inside the 20.
And finally, wrestled down at the 11. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride, and I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm, they've been sharp, they've been on it, and they pick up another first down there.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Bolden. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3.
They'll run again with Bolden. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Brandon Bolden. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Raiders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They begin the drive with Williams. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Hustling through to break that play up, Max Crosby.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
Here's Wilson.
He's got the connection downfield to Hamler.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And you start to think if it's going to happen for these guys, it's got to start with this drive. Down 3 scores, they need to start making some inroads. And that'll help the cause there as they pick up good yardage and a first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
That ball comes to me. I'm trying to take it to nobody else to make it. You make it quick.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd and 9.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Williams. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They go play action with Wilson. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The kick by Marr is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So his 3rd field goal of the ballgame brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
And Garoppolo going to lead the Raiders up here 1st and 10.
At their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Garoppolo to throw. It's complete to Cole.
He's across midfield.
And down right around the 37. A big pickup of 38.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Garoppolo. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. Another reception made over the middle. This is Bolden. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. They run with Bolden, and they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now Garoppolo.
Pass thrown to Adams. He's got it on the crossing route.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
And here, you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
Josh McDaniels going to take a risk here. They will go for it on 4th down.
They're going to run. Here's Bolden. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Brandon Bolden with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Raiders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So a toss play there does the trick as he's into the end zone.
And you don't run this unless you're sure you've got a guy who has the speed who can get to the edge, because what you're hoping for him to win the race to the corner and turn it upfield to the end zone.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback.
So the Broncos coming out now.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because you're right, they have had no room to breathe. 2nd and 10 now, Wilson. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there.
They've got his man complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
KJ Hamler.
34 yards.
And the Broncos get a bit closer.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
On the handoff, they start with Bolden. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
Garoppolo now. Open man right side, Myers. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a give right side. Bolden. Room here to run. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Well, we often poke a little fun at running backs past the age of 30. Oh, they're getting old, they can't run anymore. Well, he's showing past the age of 30, you can still have some nice runs like that.
You certainly can, and I think that we're starting to expand our definition of old running back. Because it used to be as soon as they hit 30, we want to get rid of these guys and go to the younger guys. But now that the guys are taking such great care of themselves, as you pointed out, you can still get explosive runs at any age.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
So from the 26-yard line, here's second down and 5.
On play action, now Garoppolo. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. Third down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
The Raiders on third down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing now is Garoppolo.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
Now that's absolutely terrific technique right there by the corner. Exhibit A. Zone coverage, knew where his man was in relation to the football at all times, and made a nice play.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Broncos about set to go on offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Wilson. Open man, and again it's Sutton. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Just more of the same here. That's back-to-back catches for him to start the drive. They've looked his way quite a bit, and with good reason, as this duo picks up yet another first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 41. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 2.
Again, it's Williams.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 103 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
He's done his part sailing past the century mark on the ground with rushing yardage, but his team, a different story.
Yeah, they're down big in this ball game, so sometimes you wonder to yourself how much of that is him with a great performance and how much of that is the defense just loosening up because they have a big lead.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy.
A 15-yard touchdown, Brown.
And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Marr on for the extra point.
And the lead will be cut down to 14. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field. Now there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And Garoppolo going to lead the Raiders up here 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Complete here to the right to Bolden. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
An assortment of sacks in this game. This one the product of a good jump and terrific effort. Moves quickly off the snap of the ball. Doesn't let up until he's in the backfield and impacting the quarterback.
Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos.
Just shy of the 30. Now Wilson.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again.
Short throw caught by Dulcich.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Looked like they were set up defensively in a zone coverage, but somehow they found a seam because that receiver all alone. By rights, that should have been a touchdown, but somehow this ball's overthrown.
Here's Riley Dixon now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Here comes Carter. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards.
And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. To throw, it's Garoppolo. It's caught, left side, Bolden. So nothing doing there, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Play action, Garoppolo. The throw taken in by Cole.
That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
Garoppolo looks to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
So now from a defensive perspective, they might still have a pulse.
Yeah, that probably would have sealed their fate, but now they're still within 2 scores.
And we get another look now at this Broncos offense. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this fourth quarter deficit.
On first down, Wilson. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And Judy's going to have a Broncos first down as he'll take this down to the 26.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. Down to the 25.
Robert Spillane able to bring him down.
Let's go, baby. Me and you, baby. Me and you.
From the 25, here's a 2nd down and 9.
To throw is Wilson.
Out route complete to Dulcich.
Then he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And that's good for a gain of 6. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he will have a Broncos first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver.
Greg Dulcich.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away.
And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the 4th quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at the earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. Reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
So here is Wilson and the Broncos.
Down by 7, 2:19 to play. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, Williams. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Here's Wilson. This will be caught. Judy.
This game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Here's 1st and 10.
Throwing now is Wilson. He'll get this out to his running back, P-Ryan. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Partner, you got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Here's 2nd down.
Wilson to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long.
Now Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Sutton. And he's going to be marked down short of the 1st down, right around the 17. First things first here, they got to pick up the 1st down.
And remember, it is 4th down, so they've got to pick up a completion here. Otherwise, this one's over.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
coming up on a 2nd and 6. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he's going to have a Raider first down. And that should be the one that finishes the script here.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Down to a knee goes Garoppolo, and that ought to do it. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And they say it's never easy to come into Denver to win because of the altitude. They look pretty comfortable in the altitude.
They certainly did. I'm not quite sure how they got prepared. And it's always been a big debate about what to do. I lived out there at one point. I lived in Colorado Springs. And I remember saying to someone after my 2nd or 3rd day there, like, this altitude thing, this is no big deal. And day 4, it hit. And it hit hard. And it took me a while to get ready and get acclimated. So some teams, they like to come in early. Try and get on a schedule and feel good with it. Other teams say, forget it. Let's not let the effects jump on us. They come in as late as possible, as close to kickoff, and play. Whatever way they did it, it worked in this one.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.